They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast.
One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on.
Welcome back, Unrestricted Podcast. It's DreRawka. Thank you so much for clicking play. If you're on any of the audio directories, I appreciate you pressing play and listening to this audio journey. YouTube gang, the numbers are going up, and up, all because of you. So make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, share with a friend. It's completely free, and you get a lot of great content. There's a lot of great bits and pieces that you get with this content, so definitely go run those up. The last episode just got released with Jaquindon Jackson, number 3 with the running back with the Utah Utes, a really cool young man. Sometimes I feel weird saying that because he's bigger than me. He could whoop my ass if he wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, he is a young man though, and you can tell by his music choices.
Yeah,
Jaquindon, when he was saying what was getting him going, I was like, damn.
You need to come up here and talk about that music choice. He's in an infatuation with Lotto.
Lotto, I heard.
And
I mean, good for you. I don't blame him. It's fine.
I got Will Wonder on the other side of me. You guys are very familiar with Will Wonder, DJ Will Wonder with the Will Wonder Podcast. I want you to come up. Obviously, we are just a couple of days away from the return of the podcast.
Yep.
Just hit it real quick. What, for somebody that hasn't listened to the podcast, hasn't watched the podcast, what should they expect? Why should they tune in?
Yeah, we do a lot of sports and music talk. Sports mostly NFL, NBA, music mostly hip hop, if I'm going to be honest with you. But we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of good guests that come on there. I do a lot of interviews too with like interesting people that are doing stuff in Salt Lake City. Also, the upcoming interviews, people not necessarily from Salt Lake City. I have a few of those as well. So just check it out. We just have a lot of fun. And, when I have my boys on there, whomever it may be, we just talk a lot of shit. So it's entertaining. At the minimum, it's entertaining.
I was sitting here thinking, I mean, it's a great podcast. Check it out. Going back to Jaquindon, I was thinking, like, who's our generation's Lotto? The way that he was about Lotto, what's our generation? Is it like?
I think that's tough because she's. I try to think of a female MC from like the early to mid 2000s that had it like that, and I don't know if there was one.
I don't think there's a musician. The only person that always comes to mind is Nia Long.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go actresses, we could talk for days. But like musician, like I was really into Eve for a while. Early years, I was into Foxy Brown quite a bit. I got a lot of shit talked on me for that.
Yeah.
But I loved Foxy. But yeah, I can't think of a female MC because I mean we've all seen Lotto.
Yeah, exactly. Was it weird because is it weird that I had that type of love for T-Boz?
Oh, no.
Like T-Boz was like my chick.
I loved T-Boz. I mean, Chili, Left Eye. I loved all three of them.
Yeah.
No, that's not weird at all.
It threw me off, and I realized I was old when I asked him. I said, "Who was your childhood crush?"
Yeah,
and he said Lotto. I was like, "Damn, we're old,
You're
man."
like childhood, but then you start to think about it. Yeah, he's like 21.
I was like, "Damn, like Lotto was in the locker."
What you know about Halle Berry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I miss those vixens. Like I feel like
the video vixens.
Yeah, like the video vixens were the thing.
Yeah, that was a whole nother Vita Guerra. What's homegirl's name on Joe Budden's podcast?
Oh, Mel. What's
Melissa Ford.
Melissa Ford.
Yes, and
that's the OG right there.
There's another one too that I'm forgetting, and my boy Chacon will be so upset with me. But she was in a bunch of Latin chick, but I cannot remember her name. I'll Google it. Go ahead.
You can. I mean, there's so many dope, like 90s, early 2000s people that aren't around no more, but don't they get slept on.
Oh yeah.
Like, remember there was the you know his name, homeboy from the St. Lunatics with the mask.
Oh, Slow Down.
Slow Down.
Yeah, I mean he was just out there dancing and having fun. Gloria Velez was the one I was talking about. Yeah, anyway, we can't get into that on this. You know what I mean? We'll go down a whole different road than what we planned on. But yeah, no, Slow Down was cool. I loved the St. Lunatics. I used to go out to St. Louis and visit my grandma, and that's when really Nelly had put out Country Grammar, and then the Ticks were just
Did you see NLE Choppa, his latest video? He paid homage to Nelly.
I didn't.
Yeah, Band-Aid.
Oh, okay.
Denver Nuggets jersey. I think it was a Jamal Murray jersey.
Okay.
Extra big pants, Air Force Ones.
Damn.
And it's crazy because I was just talking to Minute After 8, JT, about No, it was Looney. I was talking to him about fashion.
Yep.
And it's weird that he said early 2000s was like the era that he liked the most in fashion for hip hop. Mm-hmm. And then to see NLE Choppa pay homage to Nelly, I'm like, is it making a comeback?
I think everything comes full circle. Like, think about a lot of the fashion, like, and my wife keeps me up on this. Like, she'll tell me, like, oh, no, these are in now. And I'm like, what?
Is she just telling you that, though? To like,
No, not for me, for her. Like, she bought some jeans that were like, I don't even know what you call it, flare, like a little bit, not boot cut, but a little bit bigger at the bottom. And
bell bottom type of thing?
Not bell bottoms. See, again, I'm not the guy to talk.
I'm not a fashion guy.
But she was like, yeah, these are pretty popular now. I'm like, oh, these ain't in. And then I'm watching TV and like the next 4 things I saw was women in those pants.
Yep.
I'm like, all right.
Hav, you just proved another point. We're all fucking old.
Especially when you say these are in right now.
Yeah, exactly. They're back. So if jerseys make a comeback, when's the last time you bought a jersey?
Actually purchased one probably like 5 years, but I am in this fantasy basketball league every year, and I've won 4 out of the 5 years. And in that league, if you win, you get a jersey. So I've got my throwback Kevin Garnett. I've got my throwback Penny Hardaway. I have a Larry Bird. So I've got jerseys, but I haven't purchased them myself.
So you're not one of those guys where it has to be all Orlando Magic? Like you go based upon player?
It doesn't have to be Orlando Magic. I like to go for the old players. Kevin Garnett was my favorite player. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I got to get a KG jersey. I loved Penny, the pinstripe Orlando Magic. And like, those are the best for like summer party barbecue functions. You just I have to put a little tank top underneath. I'm not gonna lie, because the stitching, you get all itchy.
Yeah.
The little tank top underneath, the jersey lets it pow pow. You know what I mean? Show what I've been doing out here.
The 22-inch Panther pythons you got there.
Yeah. They're like 10s, but I keep them clean.
Not in that picture.
That's true.
You were looking big. I was like, pause,
Shout out to your Photoshop game. Yeah.
It did it. It was the angle. It's all the angles.
Yeah. All right. Well, perfect. We're going to have to take more shots at that angle.
I think reseller culture is in. I don't think sneaker culture has ever died. I don't think there was ever a time where sneaker culture died. Mm-hmm. But I think that there is a resurgence in that 2000s era with the attire.
Yeah.
That I think we're going to see more often now.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have thrown away some of those things that, my wife made me throw away when everyone was wearing tighter stuff.
This is in now.
Yeah, like, damn, that throwback Randy Moss would be hard right now. But it is what it is.
It doesn't, the bad thing is that it will take away from the 2000s parties, right?
Yeah, it's not even going to be a thing anymore.
Nah, it's just
because everyone's going to dress that way.
Bingo.
Yeah, my boy Rob, shout out to him for his birthday. He had an early 2000s party. I was in my Air Force Ones. My North Carolina
white
Michael
Air Force
Jordan.
Ones are black.
White.
Okay, gotta be white.
Yeah.
Would you say if it ain't white, it ain't right?
I wouldn't say that. It's your choice.
What did you say?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah.
Just say it for me, and then we're gonna clip that.
Enunciate.
Yeah. But yeah, white Air Force Ones. I had some baggy gray sweats. I had the North Carolina Michael Jordan jersey. Just out
fresh to death.
Yeah. Felt like it was just yesterday.
It's crazy to think that LeBron's now a throwback. Looking at some of the pictures he had.
Oh yeah.
Like for me, we grew up. I mean, we didn't grow up with. We grew up with like Michael Jordan, whatever. But LeBron came into the league at a time where, it was your senior year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was my freshman year.
Yep.
And that was a time where he was straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Man, the Cavaliers, nobody knew what. I didn't even know who. I couldn't name one Cavalier.
They weren't good.
If I tried.
Yeah.
And he came and was just taking over the league. I lied. I think it was Marcus Camby was on that team at the time. Was it Marcus Camby?
No, Zadrunas Ilgauskas would have been on there.
There was it was Darius Miles.
Yeah.
Darius Miles was on there.
Late, yeah. I think that was about the time he was done.
So I seen a clip where a news reporter were talking to the team, and they're like, "You think some kid's gonna just come in here and just come and dominate?" And he did it.
Yeah. Darius Miles was saying this.
Yeah. I'll find the clip. Darius Miles, Mr.
Yeah.
From Portland.
He went to East St. Louis High. So he went to where he's from St. Louis.
Darius Miles is?
He played for the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
He's from St. Louis, yeah, because he went to the same high school my mom did.
Really?
I mean, obviously, many years apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, my mom was like, "Oh, I went to that high school."
Well, don't make your mom feel old.
She's not old. I mean, she's older. She's retired.
You were like, many years. Like, mom wouldn't be caught.
I mean, 70s to 90s, Which now to us is wild. Like, I think about when I was younger, in a music sense, when Puff was doing all of those big hits, just redoing them, right? Redoing the stuff from the 70s. And now when you listen to songs, all the stuff from the early 2000s the beats are coming back. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, what? Like, there's nobody original? And then I was sitting there like, Puff did the same thing in 97. This is just repeating itself.
It was new to us.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of flips. And that's the crazy thing about kids now. It's like, oh, this is new.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, that was flipped. And it was flipped before our generation.
Yeah. That was Nori nothing. Yeah. There's no
exactly.
Billie Eilish. Okay?
Although I think he did a good job.
No, I do like Armani White. Armani Caesars with Buffalo, Griselda. Yeah, Armani White. Yeah, and he can spit too, so it's fine. And then you have stuff. I mean, you have some like, was it Lotto who redid "Blow the Whistle"? See, I'm tripping. I don't even.
Was it Lotto or was that Glorilla?
Tap in.
Oh no, that was Get Money in. That's oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank?
Look at us getting old, and
it's not Glorilla. It's not Lotto. No. It's
tap in. Saweetie.
Icy Saweetie. Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah. Sheesh. Do you remember when what's his name? Jack Harlow shot a shot?
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him.
Bro, Jack, I love Jack. He's just so calm and smooth, and that moment he's probably like, oh God.
I feel like we should have a Jack Harlow single at least every summer. Like Jack Harlow should own summers. Mm-hmm. Just how cool he is.
Yeah. I loved his newest album because a lot of people were at the point where they were like, Jack Harlow can't spit. He's not a good storyteller or whatever, because he was making these essentially pop records. Yeah. But I remember I got put onto him pretty early, early for him, like 2017, 2018-ish. My wife's friend's husband was like, yeah, check out this guy from Kentucky. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I'm like, a white guy from Kentucky, huh? Mm. And then you look at him back then and you're like, okay, bro, I'll check it out. But he was good then and then, had his pop songs. Now that last album,
incredible.
Yeah, I
did like Tyler Hero though. As far as like a single goes,
I dig all his music to be honest. But I just like that he came back and was like, I'm still a part of this.
Why don't you think he gets love? Like I feel like he gets appreciation, but I don't feel like he gets love. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, me and my boy Rob went to his concert here.
The Depot.
No, at a Maverick Center. And we got there. We got there way too early. We thought the show had already been going on for like 40 minutes. We were like, we really just want to see Jack Harlow. And it was the homies, no disrespect to them. They have some things to work on as far as their stage presence and their music. Then it was City Girls. And I had never in my life seen so many 16 to 21-year-old white girls saying the craziest shit.
That's the Twerkulator girls, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have some bangers that you can play at parties.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, where are we? But when Jack came out, the love is with the younger generation. I think older people that like hip-hop mess with them, but sometimes they're afraid to actually say they do. Me, I don't give a shit.
I think he can go, not necessarily go bar for bar, but I think he can handle his own on a feature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if DJ Drama signs him and co-signs him, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jack more often than we have been. I feel like he dropped the Hulu joint and then he dropped the album and it was just kind of like
disappeared.
And I think we all were maybe expecting a response to MGK.
Yeah.
But we didn't get one.
MGK, bro. I was like, get out of here.
Do you think he can handle him?
No. Oh, do I think Jack could?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bar for bar, you think?
Yeah. I don't think MGK is a good rhymer. I don't think he's a good MC. I think that's why he went to the whatever he was making. Kind of like indie. I don't even know what you would call it, but I think that's why he went that way. Like if you look at MGK in the past, like really, what are we talking about as far as songs go? Like Wild Boy was.
To be honest with you, only reason I fucked with Wild Boy or any of that is Waka.
Yeah. The remix to Wild Boy was hard too,
and that
2
was
Chains and yeah.
Waka was red hot.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
Out of this world. Yeah.
So you have to acknowledge him.
Yeah,
especially if the hottest thing is going right now is kind of co-signing, I guess, this other guy.
Yep.
And it was he had a different look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what do we got here?
Everyone expected me to like him, you know? I don't know.
Because you're white?
Yeah, because I'm white. I'm like, I don't like all white rappers, you know?
Neither does MGK.
Exactly. That's why he went to Eminem. That's why he went to Jack.
That beard is weird.
Yeah, okay.
Eminem never recovered.
Yeah. He never broke down his legacy. He fell off the top 10 all time. Get him out of here.
Yeah. Did you see Bronny have a heart attack, essentially?
Yeah, that was scary. Yeah, they. I don't remember exactly what they called it, but yeah, it was kind of like a heart attack.
For those of you that don't know, LeBron James has a son. He's 18 years old. He's a student athlete at USC.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a practice with the team. Ended up having cardiac arrest, and they had to use the machine. What's that? Defibrillator. Yeah, that, and ended up saving his life.
Yeah.
LeBron actually, I think it was today, made a statement saying, "Hey, he's doing better. He's out of ICU. He's turning around." Which I think is dope, but at the same time, like as a father, how does that make you feel? I mean, especially your son's in sports.
Mm-hmm. It's terrifying because that's the first place my mind goes now. Like if I didn't have my son, I'd be like, oh, that's scary, you know, hopefully whatever. But as a father now, I'm just like, holy shit. Because you think about LeBron James's family, the health, the money they spend on taking care of themselves from a health perspective.
LeBron James alone is $1 million.
Yeah, you know, and then you know they have great doctors. They put these kids through different physicals and stuff like that, and for that to happen at a practice, and I know practices can be very, very intense, but it's scary. You just never know. You know, you think about DeMar Hamlin, but with him, he got hit just at the right time, right? And it seems like with Bronny, as far as what I know, he wasn't hit. It was just like it happened. And that's scary. Like you know, watching my son play basketball or watching him play soccer. I mean, he's 5 years old. But it's like, man, you just worry. One thing I was hearing on NPR, I think it was yesterday or the day before, after it happened, like right after it happened, they had this guy on there who was talking about how much these younger kids are playing sports. Like in AAU, like 3 games a day, and then next day you might have 2, and then you're going to have practice, right? And it's kind of a culture that's gotten crazy the past, I don't know, 10 to 12 years, maybe even longer than that. Because I remember AAU when I was in high school, it was there, but it wasn't like, you have to do this. Like a lot of kids would go from high school to college rather than, and now it's like, nobody gives a shit about high school. It's all about the AAU team you're on. But they play so much, and in those younger years, your heart is, I don't know what the best word is, but it's just like forming and getting used to different things, you know, and it's growing and to what it should be. And the guy was like, you know, all this pressure that they're putting on their hearts, all this high intensity training that they do at a young age can have these effects on them later. And it's like, Jesus, you know, like I want my son to play sports, obviously, and I want him to. If I can nudge him to basketball, I'm going to, you know.
Yeah.
But if he does like it, I want him to also have another life outside of that, because 1, that is terrifying that it could even happen. And 2, they just get burned out to where they end up hating the sport. They loathe you for putting them in it and making him go to, you know, all these different practices all over the country playing, you know.
When do you think the AAU generation became, I guess, popularized? Do you think it was technology? Because I feel like now kids are going that AAU route for the highlights because you never see. I mean, there's like especially in California, right? You'll see like the Oak Hill games and whatnot, but for the most part, you look on Ball is Life. It's those AAU tournaments and whatnot.
Yeah, they got like number 721. Like, yeah, I don't know. I remember it getting fairly big, probably like three or 4 years after I got out of high school. So that would have been like 08, 09-ish. And then, yeah, I think social media is something to where they want to put these highlight tapes out. And so they get on these great teams, you know. I don't know, man. I mean, because you think about Zion was like one of the first ones I remember seeing his highlights in high school.
Yeah.
To where you're just like, wow, this kid is 18, you know. And then you'd see some Ja Morant stuff, but
doing 360 dunks.
Yeah.
Incredible things.
I just hope that I don't know, because number one, it's very expensive to do it. Number two, it just takes a lot away from being a kid, you know, and they can say, oh, no, they have their time. But really, you have your high school basketball season. Right before that, you're getting ready for it. In the summers, you're playing AAU. So what, you got like a month and a half to 2 months to be a kid.
But you're still training. I'm sure you're still up in the morning with a trainer.
Yeah.
But is that the price you have to pay to try to get to the league?
That's the other thing too. I don't, you know,
because that percentage of going to the league is so small. There's no guarantee you could be the best player on your team.
Yeah,
it's still not make it to the league.
Oh yeah, I mean it's such a small percentage. Even great players, you know, things happen. They get injured, or maybe they have issues with coaches. I mean, they'll still be able to play overseas, you know, in Mexico, different places like that. But the money obviously isn't like the league. The opportunities aren't like the NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You do hear some one-offs to where the kids, the NBA players, like, I didn't start playing until I was a junior in high school.
Like Joker, right?
Yeah.
Joker was what?
He was, I think he was a sophomore, or like that age. Who was the other one? Joel Embiid was a little bit later. Like, just guys, you know. But then also, I mean, this takes it into another topic, but you look at the best players in the NBA now, the top 10, I would say 8 to 9 of them are from not the United States. And that's another thing with AAU is everyone's so used to having such a great team to where they don't work as hard as they could, which sounds wild because they're playing all the time, but they don't do those little things where like someone like fucking, you know, Giannis just pushes and pushes and pushes because of where he came from.
He has to make it out, right?
So I don't know. I hate and love the AAU system, and I don't think there's a good answer to fix it because there's also so much money in it.
Facts. And I wish I had some of that money. Can we buy an AAU team?
I mean, when my son turns 7, we're starting Salt Lake. No,
you need to send him to a different country so he can.
Exactly. Just go live in a hut or something. Be like, hey, here's your basketball. Go make it work.
How many bedrooms you got? 4, 5?
3. 3 and 2 unfinished.
You got an upstairs, downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, see, he's too privileged.
I know. I know it.
You setting them up.
Need a 1 level.
Y'all need to move into a 1-bedroom apartment.
Studio.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Magna, go back home.
Yeah, I don't know.
Magna nice as shit right now.
It is looking very nice. The last time I was out there, my boy Daniel lives out there, and I was like, man, there is a bunch of places popping up out here. Tearing down a lot of stuff. And, you know, Magna has its things to get through. I don't want to be mean about it.
This is a real regional conversation right here.
Yeah, let's move somewhere else. Yeah.
I looked at my analytics. I got folks in Germany, all because of my nephew. My nephew, he plays rugby in Germany.
Okay.
And so he's been showing his folks out in Germany.
Is it Donkashay? What do they say there?
Donkey chains?
Donkey chains. No, Donkashay.
What's that?
I don't know.
Isn't that Wayne Newton? Donkey Shane.
How do you say hello?
Oh, Donkey Shane. Talk about Vegas.
How do you say hello in German?
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, it's hallo. Hallo. I should have known that. My boy Tommy's German. Hallo.
Can't you just say hello?
No, it's hallo.
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 Oh, okay.
And I remember, speaking of German, my boy Tommy had a "Hey dude, where's my car?" Poster in German because that's where most of his family is. He was born in Germany, and had some family out there. But it was like, I still remember this day how to say, "Hey, dude, where's my car?" in German. Do you want to know how?
Let's hear it.
Hey, man, von es min Auto.
Amen.
Hey, man, von es min Auto.
What if
All-
you're
all
talking
your
to a
German.
girl?
Well, it's "Hey, dude, where's my car?"
Oh, duh.
It's the name of the damn movie.
Right. So hold on, dude. What's the tattoos? Dude.
Dude, what does mine say? Sweet?
Sweet.
Yeah. What does mine say?
Dude.
Yeah. God damn, there were some stupid ass movies.
Rest in peace to Ashton Kutcher, man.
He didn't.
I mean, his career died
Oh.
all because of Punk. Do you know that's what ruined his career, right?
Well, I think he was with Sandra Bullock, correct?
Really?
Or Demi Moore. Demi Moore.
Demi Moore.
Yeah, he was with, I mean, good for him. And then I don't know what he's doing now, but
Demi Moore is a real one for being by Bruce Willis' side, even
she
though
is.
what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like together, but they're still.
No. I think they're well divorced, but she's just like, that's the father of my children.
Dog, that dementia shit is scary, man.
It's terrifying.
Dealing with it with my my mother-in-law, man. It's something else, bro.
Yeah.
It's sad too, and I feel so bad for my wife because the way I feel about my dad is the way she feels about her mom. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, man, it's a gut punch to have your mom not remember you and to think that you're somebody else.
Yeah, it's a very scary thing, and I hope that I know they're coming closer to not a cure, but something to slow it down. From what I understand, some type of medication that'll slow the symptoms down, slow the progress of it down.
What kind of symptoms do they get though? Like what kind of side effects?
I don't know.
Get
It's a great question. I haven't looked into it yet.
another toe.
Probably worth it.
You end up reading minds. Are you gonna take your son to go see Barbie, or did you guys go see it yet?
We haven't. I mean, I would take him if he wanted to. He is, for all those who don't know, my son is 5. I think I probably already said that. He cannot sit through a film unless it has a dinosaur in it, and not like a cartoon dinosaur like Jurassic World. And even then, he wants to fast forward through like just the dialogue. He's like, "God, this is so boring. Go to when the Giganotosaurus comes in." I'm like, ugh. So he doesn't watch a ton of movies. He did sit through the Mario movie. He did like that.
It's incredible. Did you watch it too? Oh man,
yeah,
it's
we went to the
fucking
theater.
phenomenal.
He-
Shout out to Jack Black, man. We don't put enough respect on Jack Black's name.
Dude, he did so great. And that song, is just forever with the children. But yeah, he sat through that. We went to a movie before that. I can't remember what that, Good Guys, Bad Guys, something like that. It was a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then we went and seen Elemental, which is a cartoon as well. And it was a great message. It was so boring. And even for him, he was like, in his seat.
Yeah.
So
I made the right choice then because we experimented. It was the first time we took Amari out to a movie. And so we went to Jordan Commons. By the way, Jordan Commons, hot as shit in there.
was it?
Oh, it was horrible.
Man, I don't think I've been to Jordan Commons in a minute.
That's your neighborhood.
I go to the spot on Redwood right by Boogie Down Barber's former
Yeah.
AMC right there. Nobody's up. Okay, I shouldn't have said that shit. I'd go to Jordan Commons.
It's a real regional talk here. But I was like, all right, it's his birthday. So we went to the movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's experiment. We've never taken him to a movie. He's very hyperactive. He's he's 5 now. You know what I mean? So I was like, should we do Elemento or should we do Spider-Man? I was like, he loved Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, good.
I'm ready for the second one.
Yeah.
And plus, Elemental, what's it?
Elemental.
It just reminded me of the other one with the emotions.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
The fuck's that movie called?
Red?
Not Red. The other one with the fire, water, and the red, blue, with all the emotions. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you. But anyway, so I was like, fuck it, let's go Spider-Man. So we go and we get Spider-Man tickets, and it's all good until we walk in and he sees the arcade. And then he's like, boom, arcade, let's go. He runs. So I'm like, okay.
Like a dog with a squirrel.
Oh, man, he's gone.
Yeah.
And so he's going. I let him do his thing, right? I'll watch him from a distance, but I don't like to hold his hand. Like I want him to figure out things too. Mm-hmm. So he runs to the arcade. There's nobody in there, so he's jumping on the little seat and he's doing his thing. And I'm like, all right, man, it's time to go. Gotta go to the movie now. Oh man, he was not having it. He got all upset until I was like, yo, mom got some candy.
Oh.
Mom got candy. Let's go.
Did she have candy?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She hooked it up.
Sheesh.
My wife, she'll buy a couple things from the snack bar, but for the most part, we're like, we're sneaking things in.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. She dropped the Swedish fish right in front of the cashier. So she ends up going to the other line. I'm like, she still knows.
Yeah. She saw that you pulled those out of your purse.
I don't think they're pressing you no more.
I mean, that the cost of stuff at the snack bar at movies is wild.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make their money somehow, so that's where it's at.
It's a dying thing, right? So
I hate that. I hate that.
It's like, do we support by paying more so we have the experience, or do we lose it like we lost Blockbuster?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, makes me sad, bro.
It's, there's good and bad with this thing. Yeah. So we go into the movie theater and we sit down and we're in the comfy, they got, that's the good thing now. Like our
Chairs
kids get
huge.
Our kids get to experience loungers.
Yeah, not the little bullshit that had like the stain in it and you're it's a little sticky on the arm. Yeah.
It's a wooden, it's all right? So Amari sits down, he's sitting next to me and his mom, he's sandwiched, and Tavian's on the very end, and he does good. The first 30 minutes, he's good. He's watching it. He's eating his little treats, his Swedish fish, and he's hanging out. And let me tell you what, Spider-Man, oh my gosh. The animated, way better than the live action.
Ooh, okay.
Incredible. Miles Morales, man, the storyline with this guy is incredible. And so he's watching it, but 30 minutes goes by. And now he's starting to get antsy. Yeah. Now he's starting to, hey, I need to move. I need to move and shake. I need to do something. And so he puts his he knows how to do the up and down thing he learned the buttons. Yeah. So now he puts it down and now he's hopping up. And I'm like, no, come on, man, get up here. And he's hopping over his mom. He's trying to get away from his mom. He's touching the people in front of him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't touch the dude. I'm like, yo, sorry, yo. He's like touching the dude's head. The person next to me, you could tell like it was like a family because his birthday was on a Sunday. Yeah. And there was like a family that just got out of church or something. And of course they were like, oh, scary dude next to me. So they put the mom right next to me. And every time Mari would move, she would I could see her little head move. I'm like, oh shit, I think we're annoying this chick. But hey, it's a 5-year-old. What are you gonna do? And it's a kid's movie.
Also, get a separation seat. Okay?
Bingo.
Just duh.
If he crosses the boundaries, then you could say something. Yeah. I did feel bad for the man that my son punched in the head.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, and I should have probably bought him popcorn or something, but
or just given him $30.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a popcorn.
Yeah, take care of it.
Yeah, that's a long movie, right?
It was almost 2 hours. I think it was like 2:15. I think.
Yeah. So we've tried to watch the first one, and my son just is like that attention span is not there yet. So.
But he was like 2 when the first one came out.
Well, recently we tried to watch it because I knew that the second one was coming out, and he was just kind of like, and then squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, overall, it was a good experience. I think he did when they showed the Paw Patrol commercial or preview. He was glued to Paw Patrol. He's very much into Paw Patrol, so I think we might try Paw Patrol.
Okay, I didn't know that they were coming out with a movie. Yeah,
movie. I think we'll bring Baby Girl out. Tressa had for some reason she brought in her car adapter for the charger. The cigarette lighter charger. Yeah, she brought it and she put it in her pocket. Amari grabbed it and he threw it in the theater. Hit somebody. He had to have hit somebody.
Oh my god!
Damn. But it happens,
Jesus.
Life as a parent.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot.
When you were like, yo, Bronson got to meet Amari, they got to hang out. I was like, I don't know if you guys are ready. Yeah. This kid is crazy. I mean,
the energy is they'll match energy. Yeah. And then we'll just sit there and
combust.
Go do something else. Go on now.
And then now, this is dad talk right here. Tavian, he's really into WWE, right? Mm-hmm. So we were watching it Monday, we're watching it Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday,
NXT, all that,
everything. And which I want to get into NXT. I feel like they're building up NXT
finally because it was trash for a while.
It's and then the Judgment Day's in there now too, like kind of making an appearance. Yeah. So he's watching his brother do all these moves and shit, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So now Amari's doing it to his sister.
Oh no.
Oh man, it's chaotic at my house right now.
Yeah, I bet. I can't imagine. 3. I'm tired with 1, bro. Very tired.
Yeah, you guys made the right choice. Made the right choice. Yeah. The Barbie movie doesn't look exciting to me. Like we didn't grow up with Barbie. Like we knew what Barbie was, but it's not, like I'm not. Maybe if like Idris Elba was in it or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen the previews, and yeah, I mean, it looks funny. So maybe when it comes out like on streaming, it's not one of those ones where I'm like, okay, let's get a babysitter and go see this movie. Yeah. Saving that for Exorcist in October.
I seen you posted on your thread. I haven't watched it yet though. I need to watch it.
Does
it look crazy?
Holy moly! Yeah. I think they did it right. The same guys who did the Halloween, like the re-up of the Halloween movies. The first Halloween was great, and then the next two were
the 18 one.
Yeah.
Okay.
2018 was great, and then the next two were awful.
Garbage.
But this is the same people. Danny McBride, who's a comedian, he's a comedic actor. I don't know if he's a stand-up comedian. And then his friend who was in Eastbound and Down with him, and I can't remember his name, but they're the ones who were writing it, directing it. But it looks intense, and it's a sequel to the original, which is cool. It has the original mom in it too. Like,
whoa, she's still alive?
Yeah.
Is Reagan still alive? Isn't she?
She is. I don't know if she would go back to it though. Like she had a lot of issues after making the movie, like, and then being in I know she was in the third one. Had just problems with weird people. Then she dated like Rick James.
Did she?
And she was like 17.
Whoa.
Yeah. Go look it up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not good, Rick. She's a very
yeah. Pray that is not about her.
That's crazy. So what are some? I know you do. This is a cool thing about the Will Wonder podcast is that
October's coming up.
October's coming up. We are I'm seeing the decorations in the stores.
I know. I just wish it wasn't 100 degrees. I'm hyped, but I'm like, I go outside. I'm like, nope, not time yet.
It has to match the weather, right?
Yeah.
It has to match the weather. So with the Halloween, the 31 days.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. What are some movies that we should be looking forward to, etc.?
Yeah, so a movie that just recently came out that I heard was really good. Shout out to our guy Beefy over at Beans and Rice. He went and saw it. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. Is Boogeyman, and that is like a adaptation of a Stephen King short story. So that's supposed to be really good. But right now, everything is centered around Exorcist coming out in October. There are some movies coming out early next year that look to be really good, but that's the one that I think is just going to be a monster.
Out of all the movies, in the 31 days, to kind of recap what Wonder does, is he drops an episode. You're going to be doing this again, right?
Yeah.
An episode every single day leading up to Halloween.
Yeah.
And you give, your recommendations. Hey, this is what you should watch for this week or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of the movies you give us where we can stream it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And there was one that I've always seen the character, which was Sam, Trick or Treat. And I finally watched it all because of your recommendation, and now it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love Trick or Treat. It's such a slept-on Halloween movie. Like, it's not a movie you're going to watch in July, I don't think. Like, you could, but it's very centered around Halloween night. And, yeah, I love that movie. It almost didn't come out. It was supposed to be in theaters, I believe, in 06 or 07, and then it just got shelved, and then in 08 or 09, I'd have to look it up for sure. It came out just, for you to rent at Blockbuster.
Damn.
And Hollywood Video. But yeah, I love that. So 31 days of Halloween. Yeah. Every day I do, it's anywhere between like a 5-minute episode to like 30, depending on if someone's on there with me. We'll go over the movie, or I'll go over the movie, give a little synopsis, give my rating. I'll play the trailer, which I think is cool just to hear the trailer. It kind of leads your imagination one way.
Especially the older films.
Yeah, because they really put work into those trailers and the sounds and yeah. So I do that, and then I'll still keep dropping my regular episodes on Wednesdays, but those will have guaranteed to have a little bit longer 31 Days of Halloween, and those will for sure have guests on.
I love it. I can't wait, man. It's my favorite time of the year. It's, my favorite podcast, and it's just, you do it very well.
Thank you.
And for being the first year that you did it, like the way you did it was it was phenomenal.
Yeah, in years previous, I would put stuff on social, like I would do video reviews. And those,
on your couch, I remember.
My couch, yeah, just have the camera like this, be like, hey, this is what happens, play a little bit of the movie, and those were this is before like I started doing podcasts, and I was just using iMovie on my phone to edit that, and I'd be like, oh my God, this 3-minute movie takes me 2 hours. My wife would be like, all right, I'm going to bed. But I love doing that. And then so once the podcast came, I was like, well, this is just a natural, like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Because audio is obviously much easier to edit.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to do 2 specials. I haven't, I'm not going to say what they are. Last year we did the Halloween special here with JD, Danielle, and yourself. And I think that went really well. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Which is on YouTube, by the way. You can go watch that right now on the YouTube.
The Will Wonder Pod YouTube. Yep.
Exactly. Go run those numbers. It's a fun episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a great time. We did a pretty much like a March Madness bracket of the best horror villain ever. And we talk it out, who would win in this, 8-9 matchup. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah.
I feel like you should do a loser bracket.
Just the worst?
Yeah. Or even the ones that didn't make it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
First round knockouts, the wild cards or whatever.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because some of I was rooting for Sam.
I know.
I was in Redface. Well, not Redface. What's his name?
The Fireface Demon from
Insidious.
Sixtus. Yeah, from Insidious.
When's the new Insidious coming out?
It's out now. I haven't seen it. Came out last week. I haven't seen it yet.
Is it streaming?
No. I mean, not yet.
In theater.
I've heard up and down things, but I just love those movies, so no matter what I hear, I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the series. I feel like this is the 4th one, right?
This is the 5th one.
The last 2 I was not feeling.
Yeah.
What was the key door? The
Lost Key. Lost.
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling that one. But I mean, the first one's such a fucking great film.
Yeah. The first 2 are great.
Yeah.
The second one might be scarier than the first. And I'm for sure covering the second one this year because I covered the first one last year.
I can't wait, man. I'm getting excited. Did you hear about they should probably make a movie about this story, but recently in the headlines there was a woman that, oh man, this sounds so morbid talking about it, but it literally happened. This lady, while having sex with her spouse, murdered him and decapitated him.
Wow. Ugh.
Literally, one of the headlines was, I had to make a note because I couldn't believe it. It was a Wisconsin woman. So all the cheeseheads out there, this is your folks, all right?
Wasn't Wisconsin where Ed Gein was? I have to look that up. Go ahead.
I know that's where Stephen Avery's what was that show? What was it? What's the show called on Netflix? Making a Murder.
Making a Murder. I didn't mean to laugh, but the way that they talked on the phone when they would play their phone calls, what are you doing?
Hills have eyes.
Sorry. Yeah.
So the Wisconsin woman, she literally this is the quote. I was sucking and cutting at the same time. Think about that, bro.
God.
How traumatic, how sick, I don't think I've ever seen this on a movie before. Oh, I was sucking and cutting at the same time.
Yeah. What was the movie Gone Girl where she's having sex with Doogie Howser and kills him? The guy who played Doogie Howser anyway. Gone Girl's a great film, by the way. But yeah, not the sucking and cutting.
That's crazy, right?
And Ed Gein, was from Plainfield, Wisconsin. So
and that was a serial killer?
Ed Gein, he's the one who, 2 horror franchises are based off of. One, Psycho, the other one, Texas Chainsaw. You got to look that. I mean, I don't want to get into his whole story here because it's disgusting and it's crazy, but look his story up and how they captured him and what they found in his house.
Is there a documentary?
Oh, yeah. There's documentaries. There's a movie about, like, a movie just called Gein about him.
What?
And it's called, like, Gein, the Plainfield Butcher. It's not great, but it tells you the story. But, yeah, there's documentaries, man. He's disgusting. And that's why 2... iconic horror franchises. I mean, they're both based off of him in different ways.
Isn't that crazy how a true sick fucking act can make a great story that we all love?
Yeah. What was the Dahmer documentary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's gross.
Won awards and shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's horrible, right? It's a horrible story. People died. Families are fucked up from this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yo, man, you killed that role, bro.
Yeah.
You were great as Dahmer.
That dude is great, though, by the way. Like, I think he could play it. Like, he's in a lot of the American Horror Stories. I haven't watched I didn't watch the last season. But yeah, that dude's good.
I was sucking and cutting at the same time, the killer admitted as she gave investigators a sick description of how she simultaneously dismembered and abused her boyfriend's lifeless body.
Bro, and just saying it that way, I was sucking and cutting. Like, you don't even have to give in depth.
No.
You can just be like, yeah, I killed him.
Yeah.
We were having sex and I killed him. I was sucking and cutting. All right.
Like,
but she is done. Get her out of here.
Lorena Bobbitt's right here. This chick is right here.
Gone. Gone.
Jeez, man. I feel really bad. I feel really bad about that.
That's awful.
Having a good barber is essential, but having that good barbershop experience is even more essential. Get the barbershop experience you deserve with Boogie Down Barbershop, now located at 7378 South Plaza Center Drive in West Jordan, suite number 106. Gentlemen's cuts, tapers, fades, and even a hot towel shave is on the menu. So book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com and even follow us on social media at The Boogie Down Barber.
What?
What is that noise?
Okay, so here's how it works. 385-240-4666 is the number. If you want to leave a voice note, you can shoot a text. If you know what this noise is, if Wonder doesn't get it, you have a chance to win this $50. All right? Very simple, very easy. Tell me what this noise is. Maybe. Ready? It goes really quick.
Okay, do it again.
I'll play it again.
Yep.
385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. Drop your voice notes. Drop your text messages. Wonder, do you have a guess so
I have
far?
a guess, yeah. One more time. I just want to visualize it in my head. You are chopping a cucumber?
Previous guesses have been slapping a ruler,
Okay.
slamming a cupboard door, slamming a door, and you're saying chopping.
Chopping. Do I have to get the food right?
No.
Okay, so yeah, chopping something, and then yeah, you're chopping something on a cutting board. God damn it!
You sure? Is that what you want to lock in?
One more time. Last one. Promise. Yeah.
It's a tough
It is
noise.
tough.
And I got to tell you, that is not correct.
Damn it.
385-240-4666 is the number. Drop your voice notes. Leave a text message if you want to know, or if you want to guess what that noise is and potentially win $50.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Cap. I accuse you of capping.
All right, 2 Truths and 1 Cap is brought to you by the good folks over at Fierce Fighting Championship. Fierce Fighting Championship number 27 going down August 26th at the Maverick Center. Tickets are on sale right now, fiercefightingchampionship.com. If you can't make it, don't worry, the pay-per-view is available, but it's definitely better in-house. Go watch these fights, support these athletes, some of them on the brink of UFC, so definitely go support them. Okay, gave you some homework.
Yep.
I said I need 2 truths, 1 cap.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
which is 2 truths, 1 lie.
Yeah. 2 facts, 1 cap.
Boom. He got it. So, Wonder,
Yes.
let it roll.
So I got 5 of these all together, like you had asked. The first group, and I'm just going to read them all the exact same so I don't give it away. My first DJ name was DJ Doug. I didn't know how to swim until I was a senior in high school. The first concert I ever went to was Fabulous, Trick Daddy, and Nelly.
All right, so I know B is incorrect. All white people know how to swim right out of birth.
So racist. Talk this out. I'm going to grab a thing of water.
I think, what was the first one again?
The first one was my first DJ name was DJ Doug.
DJ Doug. Okay.
I didn't know how to swim until I was a senior in high school, and the first concert I ever went to was Fabulous, Trick Daddy, and Nelly.
All right, like I said, white people know how to swim really quick. I don't know why, but they just swim really quick and they learn how to do it. Cannonballs and shit at the age of 3. I'm like, damn. All right. I think DJ Doug is incorrect because I feel like you just have more flavor than that. So I think that would be the lie. I think that's the cap.
That is correct. I thought I was going to throw you off with the swimming thing.
No.
I shout out to my one of my coaches in high school, Eddie Barrest, who taught me how to swim. He made fun of me and was like, you have a couple of electives you need to get knocked out. Come take swimming. And I'm like, all right. Now some would liken me to a white dolphin. Yeah.
Who was the
majestic?
Who was our Phillips? Who's our Olympic swimmer?
Oh,
Phillips.
Michael
Phelps. Yeah, shout out to Mike Phelps. Remember they got mad at him for smoking weed?
Yeah. I mean,
and then KD comes out. He's like, man, everybody smoke weed, man.
Yeah.
Come
KD's
on, Silver.
High all the time.
All right, so DJ Doug was not your first DJ
That's
name.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. It was just always, William Wonder was my first DJ name. And then I was like, I'll just say Will.
Because William is your middle name?
Yeah, exactly.
Bingo.
Shout out to my boy Weecho who gave me that name. And yes, the first concert I ever went to was Fabulous, Trick Daddy and Nelly. At
what year?
UVU, 2001.
So the year the album dropped.
It was a show. So I remember I had a game and I didn't play varsity as a sophomore. And my mom told my coach that we had somewhere to be that evening, so I couldn't stay for the varsity game. And this was like our second preseason game. And yeah, went there with my boy Weecho. Yep.
The same one that gave you the name.
Same one that gave me the name,
That's
coincidentally.
dope.
Yeah.
You still talk to Weecho?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the time.
That's dope.
Yep. He's the one who brought out his twins that time for the
Oh yeah,
workout.
yeah. So the concert, who was Fabulous did he
Fabulous
show out?
opened.
Oh, he opened.
Yeah.
Who was the headliner?
Nelly.
Oh,
It was
that makes
Nelly
sense.
and the Ticks. So Slow Down was there with his half Phantom of the Opera mask, dancing. Murphy Lee, Ali. Who was it? Murphy Lee, Ali. What's the other dude's name? Kiwan. Yeah. And this was like right around the time that the Ticks had come out. I think even Ali had that single. I could be wrong. Breathe In, Breathe Out. That may have been a little bit later, but I feel like he did it there. But yeah, that was a fun show. Trick Daddy was hard. He had all of Slip and Slide minus Trina with him. I still remember he was like, man, I'm glad Trina didn't come here. Every time that bitch talks, I want to be like, shut up. And then they played the song.
Damn, UVU, so that's Utah County.
Yeah, it was. We were out that way, though, for my game, coincidentally. I don't remember who we were playing. It was a preseason game.
I wonder who the promoter was. Because you don't think, even to this day, I would not throw
Well, at that time, it was UVSC, not UVU. It was before the name
still
changed.
Orem.
Yeah.
Still Utah County. Still, you know.
It was U92. It was a U92 show.
Oh, jeez.
There you go.
Sorry, Kevin Cruz.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, you know, shit happens.
It is what it is.
Oh, I got to tell you something after we get done.
Okay.
About the radio.
The next one, this is all centered around food. I thought it'd be fun to have, some of them topics or categories. Okay. I eat 1 banana a day. I love salmon. The only sauce I'll have with chicken nuggets is honey mustard.
Okay. I think.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah. So I think the banana a day. I think that could be true. I'm leaning towards true. I don't think that's the cap. I've never heard you talk about, me and wifey, we went out to have some salmon. I never hear you talking about cooking some salmon. So I think that might be the cap. And And C, what was C again?
The only sauce I'll have with chicken nuggets is honey mustard.
Is the honey mustard. Probably no sugar, honey mustard. So
is that a thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Or sugar free. I think B is the cap.
I love salmon. Is that what you said? Yeah. No, I love salmon, and we have it probably once a week.
Damn.
I do not eat one banana a day because I'm actually allergic to bananas. I can't eat.
Really?
A banana. It sucks.
How serious is it?
It's pretty bad. Like throat closing. Like when I go to a shake place, you know, that makes out of all fruit and all that shit. I have to tell them, listen,
fucking asshole.
I can't have banana in here. I can't even have if you make my wife's and then they're like, oh, I'll just rinse this out and use it for his. No, I need a washed.
Oh my
gosh. I don't want to not be able to breathe.
I don't want to die.
And it's crazy because when I was a kid, I could eat them. As soon as puberty hit, 21 years old. But no, as soon as puberty hit, it was like, I can't eat these anymore. And I never met anybody that had that problem till I met my wife and her brother, my brother-in-law, had the same exact thing.
So I have a mild allergy to peanuts and bananas. Bananas, anytime I eat a banana, my throat gets itchy, my ears scratchy. I have to. It's bad, but it doesn't close. It doesn't close up. I can still eat them.
Yeah,
it's just annoying. Ugh. Now here's the thing. Bananas are man-made. Those are not natural.
Yeah, like what you get at the store.
Yeah, exactly. Those are all genetically modified fruit.
Well, I feel like everything is, even the organic.
Really?
Stuff is that way. I mean,
farms, right?
We're going to go down a whole we did a whole conspiracy theory episode.
But here's my thing.
Yeah.
I think there's something in that fruit for everybody that we're not supposed to be eating bananas.
Yeah. Could be.
Something's going on.
Yeah. I just can't. I mean, I get very sick.
Did you guys do a allergy test for your kid?
Mm-mm. At this point, he doesn't show any allergies to anything, luckily.
Yeah, see, same here. I'm just worried about the time when I do get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an EpiPen ready. Like, there's nobody in my house, I mean,
my son eats everything. Like, I'm not lying.
He's not picky?
No, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's starting to get a little like, I don't want that. And I'm like, listen, man, this is what we're eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salmon, Dad?
He loves salmon.
Does he?
Yeah, so that's good. But yeah, I do too. My mom loves salmon. My wife cooks them, chops them up into these little squares, chops the salmon up in these little squares and puts them in the air fryer. Air fryer is a must. I don't know if you
I got one. I need a new one though. It's small. I think
we got a new one because our old one was recalled. They're like, oh, they're catching on fire. We got to bring them all in, and ours, didn't never catch on fire. We had to cut the cord, send a picture, and they sent us a brand new one. So shout out to them. They probably lost a ton of money.
Yeah.
But we got a brand new one. It's great. Yeah. Okay, next one. This is a little Will Wonder history. Okay, let's go down memory lane, which is pretty much what all this shit is, but that's what I titled this part. Okay, I weighed 9 pounds, 10 ounces when I was born. I graduated high school with a 3.875 GPA. My first job ever was a cashier at Best Buy.
Your first job ever? I don't think it was Best Buy. I don't remember your poundage. Pause.
Wow.
And what was B?
I graduated high school with a 3.875 GPA.
I mean, that's very specific, but I know you were on the student council or whatever, so you had to have a good GPA to stay on there, I'm assuming. Although you got suspended
for the
chair incident.
Happened. Not from school, from an assembly.
There's also a bum story that
No, we're not doing that.
What you talk about it?
Fucking Chacon comes to one workout.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So I'll narrow it down to this. Okay. I think the GPA is a truth. I think you had to do that. So I will say you were actually a smaller baby, and A is the cap.
That is incorrect. I had to text my mom because I didn't know how much I weighed, but I texted her last night. I'm like, how much did I weigh when I was born? She said 9 pounds, 10 ounces. Yeah, you're almost 10 pounds. Thank you for that. She was very,
She had a C-section, so
She did, but I was huge.
Yeah.
Imagine carrying around 10 pounds.
that's true.
You know? My first job ever was not at Best Buy. I did work at Best Buy at one point.
I like how I just know you're about a C-section, but didn't know your poundage.
How did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a.
Remember, because I was like, maybe you came out your mom's vagina.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's like she had a C-section. My first job ever, which is why I get so sad when we talk about movie theaters disappearing, was at the movie theater in Magna. Real theater at the time. It changed to 5-star while I was working there. And I just worked. I took tickets. I cleaned theaters. There was only 5 theaters there.
Wow.
That's what they called it, 5-star later on. But yeah, 2 big show houses, as they called them, and then 3 smaller ones. And one of them was haunted. One of the show houses, room 4, was 1,000% haunted. That bitch was cold all the time, and you just felt weird cleaning it. But then, like, the other 2 were like the big theaters. Like, this is like when the first Harry Potter came out.
Gotcha.
And I remember cleaning the theater right the night of the first showing. It was just a fucking mess. We used to have to get a leaf blower and just blow all the popcorn down underneath the stage. And we had like this curtain that came down. And then we'd have to clean it up at night because there was no way to get through all of that with how many people were there and how fucking gross it was. Pardon my language. But
all that butter and
yeah, I have so many stories of this place. But the grossest by far, the first Harry Potter. Everyone leaves. I'm in there cleaning. In the back, there's a chicken leg. And I'm talking about a chicken. There's feathers and blood. Chicken.
What?
It wasn't like I got a drumstick from Smith's. This is a chicken that had its leg cut off, and it was sitting in the very back row. And I was like, never watching Harry Potter. Ever.
What? Like, how did that happen? What?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm assuming I have no idea because
Is that voodoo? Like,
maybe, but it was packed. Like, it's the first night of Harry Potter.
yeah, but still, like, they obviously no way that somebody killed a chicken right there. But did they have it in their pocket?
Right.
What,
Like in a bag or what?
were they saving it?
Bro, I don't know. But I still think about that. There was a time where these 4 kids were probably all just slightly younger than me. I don't remember what movie it was, but I walked in on one side because the big show houses were like big. Walking on one side, and I look over, and the lights are still down, but the movie's over, and I see these kids in there looking at me, and one of them has like one of the big drinks and just pours it on a seat, and he's looking at me, and I chased his ass. I chased him all the way out of the theater, so who knows whatever happened to those kids. I was 16 at the time. And another story, there was like this group of people, young, probably like early 20s, that came in. You could tell, you know, they had a very specific lifestyle, right? They were in a specific color, Dickies and bandanas. It's whatever. It's Magna. I'm used to that. But one of them takes his girlfriend into the bathroom, and they start having sex. And I'm the only guy that works there. The rest are like all high school girls that I work with. And they're like, you need to go in there and tell them that they can't. And I'm like, are you shitting me? So no lie, bro. I go in there and pound. Y'all need to get out. And I just leave.
You just run away.
Yeah. But they ended up walking out and going back to the theater. You know, they didn't know it was me.
Why can't they have sex?
In the bathroom? Because there's kids at the movie theater.
Oh, I guess so.
I mean, I don't care if you're going to be quiet about it, but she was in there like, you know.
Going crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, a little fun history right there. Next up, horror movies.
By the way, every building in Magna's haunted.
A lot of them, downtown area, yeah, a lot of them are. I feel like they've been there forever. Like
Yeah.
Early Kennecott. But again, that's regional. We're not going to get into that. Next one is horror movies is the topic. Okay. I have watched the original Halloween at least once every October since I was in 7th grade. As a kid, I was terrified of the Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The first scary movie I ever watched was the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
The Nightmare on Elm Street's the cap, because I feel like the first horror movie you watched was like the Frankenstein and like the Wolfman.
That is the cap. The very first horror movie I ever remember watching is this movie called Pumpkinhead, which sounds dumb and it sounds like Sam.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a voodoo, like it's kind of a messed up movie. But that's the first one I remember watching as a kid. And then from there, the miniseries. And that scared the shit out of me when I was like 5. Just so scary, just his face. And then when I remember watching it years later, and I'm like, this is not scary whatsoever.
Where did the fear for clowns come from?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because clowns historically have been happy.
Yeah.
Clown face, you know?
I'm not really afraid of clowns by any means. It's the way that Tim Robbins dude played that, you know, and his teeth when they got sharp. And as a 5-year-old, I still remember pulling the blanket over my head, my dad laughing. Twisted father.
I do the same thing now.
No, I know. I mean, I don't have my son watch that, but we watch like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know, and there's time he'll be like this. I'm like, you watching? Uh-huh. Like, what's going on? No, I don't. Very funny.
The Insidious commercial, as soon as the commercial comes on, Amari's head down.
Yeah.
He's just listening, or he'll go like this.
Yeah.
He close his eyes and close his ears.
Bro, I started so sometimes, you know, depending on the night, my wife, you know, will go to bed. My son's already asleep. And I want to watch a scary movie, but I can't turn it up super loud, you know, because it'll either wake her up or he'll hear it. So I've hooked up my headphones, my Bluetooth to the TV, and that's a whole new world of watching horror films. Like,
You be looking behind
you hear, and you know, like the noise canceling, like
Yeah.
the Beats by Dre things, and I'm like, gotta remember not to scream.
And your couch isn't against the wall either, so
Oh, you
it
think
doesn't
it's
feel
come
like
right behind me. Yeah. Yeah. And I have that sliding door back there too. So it's like, am I?
Yeah, exactly.
But I really was terrified of Oompa Loompas as a kid. From the original with the orange faces and how they all sing in unison. That shit terrified me.
I don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
That's scary as hell. And Gene Wilder's, it was just kind of a creepy, eerie type of movie. It wasn't meant for that, but it did have that aura.
Yeah, the worst. Okay, last one here. And this is just called Random. Right? The random one. Okay, I was on an episode of Gangland. Going into my senior year, we played in a basketball tournament in Denver and played against Daniel Booby Gibson, who later played for the Cavs and won a title. He wasn't like obviously the main player. There's LeBron James era. And the last one is I'm allergic to cats.
Okay. You have a cat, so that's not it. So I would say, and A is correct because I remember you telling me that you and your homie was in the background walking back. So it has to be B.
So the playing against Booby Gibson?
That's the cat.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because you owned a cat, right?
I am allergic to cats, though. So that would have been a cap if I mean, I'm allergic to them, which sucks. And I have a cat, but you get used to your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first met my wife, she had a cat when we were dating. And I had to take so many allergy pills going over there, you know, and she's like, I'm not getting rid of it. So I'm like,
see, the things we do for love.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I'm allergic to cats. And no, I didn't play against Booby Gibson. I put a bunch of notes in here just in case you were like going to quiz me. Like, oh, you did? Or if someone else had come. Oh, where did he play? I even put like the high school that he played. Because he was a senior when I was a senior. But I never played against him, obviously, because he was from Houston.
Yep.
And we just played Utah, Colorado, Idaho were the main place. And a couple of Nevada teams.
What was the episode of Gangland you were on?
From Heaven to Hell, the Tongan Crips in Salt Lake City.
Back when Kenny was talking about throwing gasoline tanks in windows and shit.
So the story behind that, now that we're done with that, the story behind that is me and Chacon, who was on my podcast a lot talking about NFL topics, we lived in a home and just a bachelor pad, really. It was me, him, my boy Raul, and our friend Gerardo at the time. And we just used to have parties. Like I would DJ there. Sometimes there's like 100 people at our house, which it wasn't built for that. The floor would be, I remember one time we had a party in the winter and the snow was coming through the, I forgot what it was called, on the AC unit on the roof. Swamp cooler. It was like leaking. So anyways, we're having a party and the week prior, Chacon's little brother, who you've met, Mikey, had gotten to some issues with some guys because he was dancing with one of their girlfriends at a school dance, and he didn't know this girl had a boyfriend. These guys were a little bit older. Anyways, they come to the house. We find out it's them. We're like, no, you can't come in. You got to go. Get out of here. Blah blah blah. Oh, hour passes by. This white Escalade keeps going up and down, up and down, and people start leaving, and then Chacon goes out there, and then all of a sudden, shots. I hit the ground because I'm not about that life, okay? And and an hour later, West Jordan Police Department, Salt Lake Gang Task Force show up, pull us out of the house, and by this time, most people had left. Pull us out of the house, which was terrifying because they always send the white guy out first. I got sent out first all the time at these parties to try to talk and like take the ticket or talk out of the ticket, which whatever. I go out there. There's a truck, it looked like a SWAT truck on our lawn, and I just see flashlights and I don't know what kind of guns they were. They were big, pointed at the door. So I get drug out of there. We all not drug. I mean, they're telling us to get out. I didn't have to. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm out. And we were out on the front yard for probably 4.5 hours until the sun came up. They tore up our house looking for drugs and guns and all this, and we were the ones that got shot at, and we told them that. And like 6:30 in the morning, the sun was up, and they told us we need to mow our lawn and have pride in our yard. But while we're out there on the curb,
Was your lawn messed up?
I mean, it wasn't great, but it was mowed. You know what I'm saying? There were some weeds and shit. We're like 25. We're just partying and being fat.
Yeah.
Well, I was a thick guy at the time. But while we're out there sitting on the curb, there's a camera crew, and they're just like filming us, and we're like, "Who the hell are they?" And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like, "I'm just gonna say I don't want my face on anything. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there." Well, 3 months later, me and Chacon, who love watching Gangland, we would watch it. It was like a appointment viewing for us.
Yeah.
Which is weird that two dudes just sat and watched a TV show together. We're sitting there.
Bro, you ready for Gangland?
Yeah, hell yeah. Bring the popcorn.
Yeah, bring the popcorn.
Boone's Farm, too. Yeah. And the camera pans, and they're talking about like how the police are trying to crack down on different things to try to stop the violence that was going on at the time. And lo and behold, there we are. Faces blurred. Chacon has a Dipset t-shirt. And Mikey has like a Dallas Cowboys jersey on. There I am. You see my beautiful baby. Oh, man, I miss my car. Burgundy Lincoln Town car, 89. It was perfect. In the back. And I'm like, Jesus, that was us. We rewind. Because, you know, it's like when DVR was, you could pay extra with DirecTV. We're like, oh, my God. Yeah, and it's not a cool story by any means, but because it was like one of the most terrifying.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, one of the scary. And I remember telling Chacon after, I'm never DJing another one of our fucking parties again.
Did you?
I DJ'd one like 6 months later, and that was it. And I moved out. We all moved out shortly after that. But it just became, we had parties, and they were fun. And then, I mean, he knows this. My guy Chacon would just invite. This is early MySpace days. So he would be hitting up
pull up
every like single female.
Yeah.
But in turn, they would bring guys with them too, and our house would just be packed. It's, oh my God, the next morning, bro, it would smell so awful in our main floor. Coronas spilt everywhere, sticky ass. Swiffer. Thank God for the Swiffer.
I'm so glad that I didn't have that bachelor experience. Like when me and Felipe, when we were roommates, it was tidy, but we had the same programming. Like he would make his Brazilian dish, and then I'd get off of work and we sit down, watch TV together, hit the hookah. Yeah. And but we never threw house parties. We never did any of that.
We had a big house, bro. Like we rented a big house, I should say. And I mean, it was dope. My room was in the basement, and they had just finished it. My room was brand new when I moved in, and I had the dopest walk-in shower. It was huge. All this tile. It looked beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I should have kept that a little nicer. But we had a lot of fun there, man. Halloween parties were always the illest.
If you want to hear more about what there's previous life,
subscribe to the Will Wonder Pod as we go down memory lane.
Absolutely. Let's jump into some questions.
Let's do it.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Questions is powered by the good folks over at a bar named Sue. You can catch live music, sports events, including UFC pay-per-views, all at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street, and the 3970 South Highland Drive location, abarnamedSue.com for more information. Okay, first question comes from Corey S. in Park City. How many foreign countries have you visited?
You count Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, it's foreign.
Just one. Just been to Mexico. I've never been to Europe, never been to Canada. I'd love to go to a lot of places, but yeah, Mexico.
The 6.
We go there. We go to Mexico like once a year. So
this will be your third year?
No, this would be since me and my wife started dating. So that was 2015 was the first time we went. So 8 years.
Holy smokes.
I don't think we went the year she was pregnant with my son, but we went the year before and then the year after.
So dope.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Next question comes from Minute After 8 in Salt Lake City, Utah. I actually dropped the episode with him. Go check that out. A really dope producer here in Utah. He actually just dropped a single, so go stream that up. Is Die Hard an excess movie? He put Xmas.
Oh,
Christmas.
Xmas. I thought you said excess movie. This is a huge debate, and I'm going to be real. I don't even like Die Hard. So for me...
John McClane.
Nah, man.
Bruce Willis.
It's cool, like...
Respect the God.
It's just not a rewatchable for me.
What?
Yeah, it's not.
On a Sunday?
I mean, no.
Damn.
There's a lot of other movies I have in line in the queue before that. I don't think it is. I mean, a lot of people do, and if that's your thing, cool. But it's definitely not a Christmas movie for me. You?
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah. What's in your Christmas movie rotation?
I mean, we do 12 Days of Christmas.
There we go.
In December. Make sure you tune in for that. Yeah, I have a. I mean, that's my month. You know what I mean? I love that season.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot that movies that are in rotation. Of course, the classics like the Home Alones, right?
Sure.
The
Christmas
Santa
Vacation.
Claus. Yeah, Christmas. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Even though Chevy Chase, that skit with him and Saturday Night Live with Richard Pryor, who drops the N-word. Have you seen that? Hard R. Oh, it's pretty hard. But
how did Richard react?
I mean, it was comedy, right?
Yeah,
so he was calling him some names too. So it was,
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, all
70s,
the classics.
or 80s. That would have been the 80s when they were on SNL. Okay.
Doesn't
forgive what was said, just so somebody doesn't come at me for that. Because it was the 80s, it was okay.
They're gonna clip it. Don't worry. All right, next question. Jason in West Jordan, Utah. Shout out to Jason. All Sports Mouthguards. What are your thoughts on the government saying aliens are real? Now, this was something that came out yesterday.
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
A government representative confirmed that there are not human remains that were
not of this earth.
Of this earth is how he said it. That were found.
I mean, they've been letting out little like tidbits and reports like for like UFO type stuff. So I just figured it was a matter of time. What do I think about it? When we had our episode with Bang, the conspiracy theory one, like you kind of think like, okay, well, that's cool. There are aliens, but what do they want? If they're, you know what I mean? If they're here to mess shit up, then it's like, ugh. But if they're not, then whatever. I don't care.
I wonder, wonder what it is, like, I seen another report that said that there were many species of alien that wasn't human. So is it an organism?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's just an organism, is it something that is an element that can be added to the element table that can help and, change the way that we, move?
Mm-hmm. Can you see some of that shit like in the deep, deep ocean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a human. Or not human, obviously, but I don't think that's earthly.
Nah,
There's some weird shit down there.
There's so much in the ocean that we haven't discovered and even dove into that I think
unintended.
Exactly. That we can learn from, right?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, man. This is where I put on my tin hat and I'm like, You know, ever since I heard about the Blue Beam Project, I think that this is kind of, it could. So for those of you that don't know about the Blue Beam Project, you can do a simple Google search. But essentially there's a conspiracy that the government, the New World Order, is going to fake an alien invasion. And if you see what these drones can do nowadays, it's possible. Holograms are possible. Faking an attack is possible. Does that put everybody on the same page? I don't know. Does it put everybody underneath one world order? I don't know. I think it's possible. And I think that saying that there's something not human and out of this world here can set it up for an alley-oop. So I don't know. But on the flip side, it's like, would we even believe if we seen something? Well,
if it was,
you know,
I mean, right after they announced that, you saw Moscow Mitch just freeze up and
that was crazy
in his speech.
Turtle McConnell.
I mean, it's probably like not supposed to be funny, right? But he just froze.
I mean, he's like 102.
He's very old, late 80s, I think.
81.
81?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same age as what's his name from Brooklyn? Ran for president.
From Brooklyn?
Isn't he from Brooklyn? Ran for president. He ran Democrat. You know who I'm talking about? White hair. Bernie Sanders.
Oh, Bernie.
Yeah.
Okay. Bernie seems more full of life.
Yeah. But same age. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I mean, you find people in their 40s that look like there's
That's
80,
true.
So.
That's very
and
true.
And the flip side too, they look very, like they're in their 20s. So
I kind of lost my mind when I seen Mitch McConnell.
That was a trip.
He was like, yeah. The boy was like, yo,
I thought the thing had froze. I knew they said he had a moment, but I was watching it and I was like, did this freeze? What is this? Yeah.
There's no way this man just paused like that.
Yeah. What did they say? He had a stroke or something? Or
I
they not said anything?
I mean,
or he's an alien and he just got word from
Lizard Man
that they let the word out and he's like, shit.
Even the handlers were like, yo, you got anything else to say? Or
and they just kind of walked him away. Yeah, it was a trip.
Little shuffle off.
Yeah.
All right.
Little shuffle.
Good question. All right. Gabby, West Jordan, Utah. What is greatness to you?
That's a big question. I mean, it can go so many ways depending on what you're wanting to be great in. But I think when you boil it all down, no matter what field you're in, greatness means consistency, always putting out your best work, no matter what it is. Like, let's say you are a mail carrier and you're just out there just delivering that fucking mail. Or you do podcasts, or you're a singer, or you play ball, or whatever it may be. You're always putting your best foot forward and continuing to progress and overcome obstacles that are in your way. I think that would be the easiest way to put greatness. And I think you also have to, in some sense, people have to admire and like your work, no matter what it is, and have to realize that. So I think greatness comes from within, but also can be sent and perceived from other people.
I love it. I would sum that up with Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gabby, great question. I love that. All right, next one comes from Tally Gomez in Portland, Oregon. As a kid, did you have a toy or thing you took everywhere?
For a while I did, and then I think my mom wanted me to leave it home because it's pretty. I had you remember wrestling buddies?
Yeah.
They're like pillows, kind of, but like this.
They're like an overstuffed pillow.
Yeah.
That's super stiff.
Yeah, that's like the like cut out in a wrestler's form. So I had an Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy, and I actually found it not too long ago in storage. I don't know why I kept it, but I'm like, maybe I'll just start carrying that around.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty dope, and it's clean. I don't know how the hell I kept it clean, but I did. Being a 5, 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid. But yeah, I think that would be the thing that for a while I took around with me. But when I was 5, it was like almost as big as I was.
Yeah.
So probably was just kind of more of a hassle for my mom.
I always loved those things. I never had one though.
Yeah. That's why, I used to do my wrestling matches, suplexes, all that shit.
Well, Mr. Mom, was it Whoopie? The Whoopie?
Oh, mm-hmm.
The little kid's blanket?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. All right, good question.
What'd you have?
I took my Ninja Turtles everywhere. Single father. We didn't have no money.
Yeah.
So when Christmas came, we got a box of goods like that. My dad, no wrapping paper, nothing. My dad just put it under the tree, and I had these Ninja Turtle action figures. I had Leonardo. I had Michelangelo. I even had
Raphael.
Not Raphael. I only had Leonardo and Michelangelo, and then I had not the Shredder, but oh my gosh, Master Splinter. And I would take those guys everywhere with me. Everywhere. I always had my Ninja Turtles and always had my Power Rangers with me. My cousin, Courtney, so he's cousin by marriage. He married my cousin, Kimberly.
Is that a nice way of saying he's weird?
No. So it's a nice way by saying he's white. He's Irish. He's like everlast white.
So he could be part of my family.
Exactly, straight up. But he's like hip hop. You know what I mean? He showed me so much with hip hop. And one year, and he was statute of limitations over me. He sold some, sold some stuff.
Okay.
He brought me the giant Power Rangers.
Oh,
yeah, the giant ones. So when he brought me the White Ranger, and that was my favorite one. And so it was like, I'm keeping this with me. So I always had these little action figures with me all the time. And then after I got in my Power Ranger Ninja Turtle phase, it was wrestling. And then I'd have my wrestling action figures.
Oh, yeah.
So always had an action figure with me, whether if we were in the car, go to the store, whatever.
Yeah. I had I loved the wrestling figures. I had the ring. Another thing I found in storage, which was pretty dope. I have like Macho Man, Hogan, Andre, Warrior, Slaughter, like a bunch of dudes. And they have like the one movement where like Slaughter's like,
yeah.
But I've had matches,
I wish I would have took better care of mine. I had it like you, man. I had the Road Warriors. I had the Hardy Boys. I had Mankind, Stone Cold, different phases of Stone Cold with the vest, with the knee brace. Yeah. Like I had it all. And then just as I grow older, I just fell out of love with my action figures and
get rid of it.
It's over.
Well, you don't think about it either when you're young. My dad kept a ton of toys that I had in there, like old McDonald, like the stuff you get in a Happy Meal. And he brought those to me last time he came in, and I was like, wow, I wonder if there's a market for these. I still haven't looked it up, but like old, like 91, 90, still in its packaging. I'm like, I wonder if people collect this, because people collect everything.
Bro. I'm sure of it. And you think back in those days, McDonald's put money into their toys.
Yeah, some of them were nice. I'm like,
really nice. Yeah. And the cool thing about restaurants back in the day is that they had the movies advertised through the restaurant.
Yeah.
So like when Batman Forever came out, they had the crystal glasses.
Yep.
When Pokemon came out, Burger King had the gold Pokemon cards, and like so many different movies. And even the figurines themselves, like the BK kids, like those guys, and
kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't have to highlight the kid in the wheelchair.
It's just like the precursor to Drake on Degrassi, I thought.
Was it really?
I think.
Was he a black kid?
Was he? I don't really remember if he was or not. I just remember a kid in the wheelchair.
Oh, great question. Okay, last one here. Tanner in Long Island, New York. Shout out to my New York folks. Does Jay take the title from Roman at SummerSlam?
No. I would love for that to happen, but I think SummerSlam is going to set up the solo Roman beef. I think something's going to happen there where that gets us to Rumble, maybe. Because what is it? SummerSlam, August, then September.
Backlash, isn't it?
September, October. So there's a couple of pay-per-views, but I think somehow that gets us, and maybe, I don't think this is going to happen, but maybe it's Solo turning on Roman, and maybe Jay does win with that. I don't think just like a clean win, but I would almost say no. At the end of the match, you get the Solo turn on Roman, and that sets up the next couple of months. KO though hurt, no good.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, ribs.
Oh no,
like legit hurt. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know where they're going to go with that, but that's not the question that was asked. But yeah, my first answer would be no. The only way he wins is if it's a Solo turn, giving Jay the belt, and then Solo and Roman have their beef.
I don't see Roman losing back-to-back pay-per-views. We don't call them pay-per-views no more. What do we call them?
PLEs, premium live events. Yeah. But you know what?
It's a pay-per-view.
They're probably going to be pay-per-views again soon.
Really?
I don't know, because I don't know how much longer the Peacock deal goes because of the whole thing with the UFC.
Well, here's
the
WME.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I agree with you. And if you're going to be greedy, like Vince is,
yeah,
you got to move away from Peacock.
Yeah.
You're the biggest thing in sports entertainment right now.
I wish they would move away from Peacock and just go back to the network. The WWE network was so great.
So I fell out of so I was Fox for SmackDown,
yeah,
and USA for Raw.
Yeah.
So I didn't even touch the network.
The network was incredible. Like now looking something up on Peacock is the biggest pain in the ass to try to find like old stuff that a specific, I mean, a lot of people have lives, okay, and they probably wouldn't do this. But let's just throw it out there. You want to watch a specific Raw from a certain date. Like, try to look up a specific Raw now on Peacock. It's fucking impossible.
Oh, I have a hard time.
But, like, the network, I could go, okay, I want to see, except to have Raw. Okay, 1997. And have every single Raw. You could just go through them.
Wow.
Where now you look up Raw, and it's got, like, here's the Attitude Era, and it has, like, 12 of them just jumbled up. But, yeah, that's nerdy wrestling shit that, you know, my wife hates. And but I love WWE, and I wish they would go back to the network and not do pay-per-views. I'm cool paying a little bit more for the network as a standalone.
Yeah.
But if they do pay-per-views again and I got to pay $60, $70, I don't know if it's happening. Like the old days.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
If it's good, right? Mania, I got to buy it.
Well, Mania, yes.
Rumble, I got to buy it.
Rumble, but then like SummerSlam, I don't know. Money in the Bank, I don't know.
Man, this last Money in the Bank was fun, though.
It was. But you imagine paying $70 each month? Like,
I mean, it's not that much if you host a party, right? Take it back to 2000, right?
Yeah.
Like, host that.
Well, that's what I used to do, but, you know, and everyone would pitch in a couple bucks and then we'd get food. But back then, they were like $50 or $55. I would assume now they'd be more. Like, what is a UFC pay-per-view now?
80.
Jesus.
Yeah, 60, 80, something like that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, plus tax, right?
Yeah.
Tax
and fees.
Yeah.
Like DoorDash.
It's a horrible
$12 meal was $38.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what fees?
And a tip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you, okay. 100% of your tip goes to the driver. Well, where does this other shit go?
Did you see that driver that went viral for saying, hey, nice tip for a big house or something like that? I was like, damn, how grateful.
Yeah, for real.
She's like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I felt that lady, you know? Yeah, man. I love where Jay's at. Enough with this wrestling nerdy talk, but Jay does not win the title. He's been on a big run in these last couple SmackDowns. He's been talking. He's been getting the best of people. But you kind of see Solo kind of waking up. You know, he's been looking at that tribal chief seat, and I think Solo holds that seat. Is it too early? He's a very young dude in his career.
Yeah.
You see what oh my gosh, Umaga's son, he just made his debut. Are they working to get this man up for 2024?
Yeah.
Is he going to come to NXT? You know what I mean? We got the Rock's daughter that's still growing.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things moving and shaking with the bloodline to where they can go a lot of different ways with this storyline. I think is Jimmy really injured?
No.
Okay, so he's out for the story.
Yeah, kayfabe, yeah, he's injured. No, he's not injured in real life.
Gotcha. So Jay, his spotlight right now, I love him solo. He can work the mic. He's a great wrestler. He's an athlete, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens. Rumble. What happens in Rumble, obviously we're gonna see what happens towards Mania. But these next few months, man.
It almost feels like Cody's gonna be the only one that can really take the title off of Roman.
I think it has to, right?
Yeah, because who else? Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I don't know. I was shocked sitting at WrestleMania when he didn't win. I thought for sure Cody was winning, and I didn't care one way or the other. But I was like, yeah, Cody's winning.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen, and people in that, everyone was waiting. Like, is something they're gonna start the match over? Is The Rock coming out? I was on the Rock train.
Well, this is my first season. The 2023 season is my first season all in. And it's because the storyline got better. Talking to you, you got me hype about it again. So hearing that there was rumors about Dwayne coming back, I was waiting for it too.
Oh, boy.
I was jealous because you were right there. I was like, yo, is he really going to see the return of The Rock?
If that music would have hit, I would have punched the guy next to my wife.
Pow!
Yeah. I was, and then it didn't. And I was, especially because that motherfucker, The Rock, put out that tweet Saturday night after Mania Night 1 was like, Bloodline, I'll see you soon. And I was like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was like 1 a.m. I was watching it in the hotel room. Like, yeah, he's coming. He's going to be there tomorrow. Should I buy a Rock shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Tanner, I appreciate your question. More talk about wrestling coming soon. Stay tuned. All right. Let's jump into P or Not P.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Funk.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, and they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
wow,
on
that's
the
a
Lake
lot
Talk
of people.
801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
I'm a player, man. I'm a pimp, and I don't have to deal with. You got the shirt on backwards, player. Players, fuck up.
P or not P? That is the question.
Now, P or Not P is powered by the good folks over at Blue J Hard Seltzer. Now, here's the thing. You haven't been drinking.
Yeah.
But you loved Palomas.
I love Palomas. So as soon as I can drink, it's a whole thing. I got a back issue. We're working through that.
Learn more about it on
the Will Wonder pod. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. But as soon as I can, you talked about the Blue Jay Paloma. I am a lover of Palomas. Mm-hmm. So yes, I will partake. I might even take a can home.
Yeah.
As soon as I can drink it, I will.
This one's yours, bro.
There it is.
Take that home with you.
Thank you.
Now you're the one that got me on the Paloma.
Oh yeah.
But not only do they have the Paloma, they also have the Mexican Mule, and they got the Margarita. That is amazing. They got a variety pack that is at your nearest grocer. You can go on to bluejseltzer.com, and as always, drink responsibly.
105 calories, 3 grams of carbs. Okay.
You're in.
That's all I need.
You're in.
Okay.
All right. P or Not P. Living by the 5-second rule.
Live or die by it, not pee. Because there's sometimes you could drop something and it could be in a very disgusting location. Now, like if you're, here, if it's here and you're like, oh shit, oh yeah, okay. But if it's like, you're downtown Salt Lake and, 3rd South and you're just like, oh, I dropped my gum. And it's like that gum is staying. Or you could be a nice person, pick it up and put it in the garbage. Someone doesn't get it on their shoe. But live and die by that, definitely not pee.
I hate it when it rains downtown and just smells like straight urine. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah. It's the growing pains of becoming a bigger city.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember the first time I went to New York City, I was like, it smells awful here.
Now it's here.
Yeah, it's here. It is.
I remember we went to go get, this is going to sound so suburban. Me and E-Rock, we went to go get avocado toast at Toasters.
Wow. Wow. Look at you two.
Human shit on the ground. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
There was shit?
Human shit.
Literal shit.
Yeah, like a log. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Damn. What are we doing, man? We animals out here?
Damn.
Yeah. It's awful.
That's a whole nother story, but it's a problem downtown, man. And they need to, I don't know what the answer is, but I think it's a lot of like mental health stuff, drug stuff. There's got to be something. Got to figure something out because eventually it's just going to be like nobody's going to want to go down there.
That, man, safety.
Yeah. Well, for that reason.
Yeah. Like you don't, I wouldn't feel, I don't feel safe taking my kids, all 3 of my kids downtown and just walking.
No.
And then we got our only, I shouldn't say our only, but one of our biggest outdoor malls, the Gateway, where they've done a phenomenal job with Hall Pass and Wise Guys and all the Dave & Buster's and the movie theater and the kids planetarium. It's all an amazing thing, and they do great events at the plaza. Mm-hmm. But it's
go half a block around there, and then
it's right next to the homeless shelter.
Yeah,
and it's bad.
Yeah,
that whole area is bad.
Yeah, shout out to other side of the Beehive, whose studio is just like
right in the middle of it.
Yeah,
right in the middle of a camp.
Yeah, last time I was there, I was like, man. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something.
Yeah, more regional talk. All right, blaming your child for something you did. Like you're like,
oh,
Bronson.
Yeah, that's P. I've done that. I look at him, hey man, don't do that. What? I didn't fart. Yeah, or he says toot. I didn't toot. Yeah, you did toot. It's me. I think my wife knows though. Like the brands are much different.
Oh, moms know.
Yeah,
moms know.
My dad used to do that to me too. So I think if it's a tiny thing, yeah. I saw this super funny thing on Instagram the other day, and it was these kids crying, like probably a 6 and a 4-year-old crying in their garage, and their mom is pissed, and there's a 90-inch TV in a box. She's like, how could you buy this? Because apparently they took her phone. They were playing on her phone and bought it.
Oh.
And it got delivered, and so she was giving them hell. And then some comedian dude like spliced the video and was like knocking on the door and was like, hey guys, I know mom's really upset, but I want to say thank you for taking one for the team. Okay? Once you guys are out of punishment, I'm gonna make it all up to you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it depends on how crazy what you're blaming your child on. But yeah.
I've been in that situation where Tavian, he bought it was a Fortnite game. It was like an expansion pack for $80.
Jesus.
And this was at a time where I was down bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like every cent I need.
Yeah.
You're putting me in negative.
Yeah. My son plays a lot of Minecraft. And even when he wants to buy something, I don't think he understands you have to buy it, but he doesn't understand when you click on it that it's could potentially buy it. But I have a thing on there to where it asks for a password, and he doesn't know what that is.
Oh yeah.
So luckily,
I learned quick to put a password on my shit.
Yeah.
All right, showing your talent on the first date.
God, these are all like so situational. Like, I mean, we had this conversation with Gabino, if you're like an MC, I don't think that's the best thing to do. Like spit a verse, unless they ask.
Yeah.
But I mean, what if your talent's like dancing and you go out dancing?
Do you show it off though? Do you show that you're like a killer
Like
dancer?
What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio in
Oh yeah. Was it The Great Gatsby? Was
Yeah. First date, I'll say not P. After that, I mean, you probably have more conversations after that. And then, yeah, sure. If they want to see it.
Yeah.
Don't be just throwing it out there.
Do we consider this a talent?
This? Talking?
Yeah.
Some people can't do it, so yeah.
You know what? The more I have these conversations, the more I realize it's like,
yeah,
there's a skill to navigate, there's a skill to carry, and there's a skill to receive, right? I often say it's like jujitsu. This is verbal jujitsu we do, right? And not everybody can do it.
Yeah, I agree. There's some people who, luckily, I think most of the people I've interviewed have been pretty good at being able to ask questions, and I can guide them, where I want to go. But I have seen interviews on other platforms, not going to name any names, that the guest, you're kind of like, damn, they didn't vet that very well.
Even big platforms where it's like, oh, I could tell this is awkward.
Yeah.
It's very. There was actually the Nelk Boys and Andrew Schultz. They had just released it was like they filmed it in November, and Schultz was like, yo, don't put that out.
Oh, wow.
And I guess the internet heard about it, and so the internet was like, no, put that shit out, put it out. And so they ended up putting it out, and you could tell it started off cool, but then it got real awkward. It got really awkward.
Do you notice the new thing, and I've seen this pop up on a couple of interviews, is for it to be awkward. Like that, I don't remember her name, the one who did the interview with Drake when they were in the bed. It was funny as shit, by the way. It was nothing. You learned nothing. And it's just one of those things that you could put on just like, I just want to feel stupid. Not stupid, but I don't want to have to like receive anything from this and take it away. I'm here just to laugh at a couple of things. Like that's what that was. But that was very awkward. And I've seen other interviews pop up like that. Like, what's homeboy's name who I just came across and is apparently like the biggest YouTuber on the planet?
Mr. Beast?
Yeah. There's a Asian dude who does a lot of stuff like trying to get on his show, on Mr. Beast's show, because these pop up on my reels.
Yeah.
You go down a rabbit hole. And he's very awkward. He's like, he'll be like, secret gift or $1? And he just waits for him.
It's that Asperger's. He has Asperger's, doesn't he?
No. He doesn't really. He's just, that's his shtick.
Mr. Beast?
No, not
Oh.
Mr. Beast, the Asian dude.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Beast has Asperger's?
I think so.
Oh, he seems very. I mean, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't tell. He's very. But the Asian dude's like, yeah, he'll show up, you know, and it's like a big secret gift, $5, and he doesn't flinch. He's like waiting.
Is he serious?
It's just part of.
Got to be a gimmick.
It's his character.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then they'll be like, oh, secret gift, and he'll be like, take off your shoes. Yeah, it's like Mitch. It's freezing. And yeah, I'll have to find him and send you, because he does some weird shit. But his goal, apparently, in making these videos was to get with, you know, do contact or business with Mr. Beast, and it ended up happening.
I respect it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody do your thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, is there gonna be a Mitch McConnell trend going on? Like, do you think people are just gonna be
like planking was a thing?
Yeah. I've definitely planked somewhere.
Everyone do the Mitch. I remember when planking was going out of style, and I was DJing at Hookah one Friday night. It was like maybe the third night of my residency there. And this girl's like, "Can I plank on the turntables?" I'm like, "No, but you can plank next to them." She's like, "Will you pretend like you're playing?" Because it was like right when it opened, like right when I got there to set up. I was like, "Sure." So she tagged. I remember this is like Facebook. She tagged me in it, and I was like, "This is so stupid."
Yeah.
But everyone was planking at the time.
At the time they were.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Returning an item after using it. So you go out, right? Got some fresh sneakers for the one night, and you return them the next day.
I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. I would say P.
You bought the sneakers. Keep the sneakers. There's nothing wrong with the sneakers.
But why are you returning them?
Because you're a broke boy.
Well, yeah. Okay. Maybe that's your talent. You show up to the date looking great, and then, you know, send it back. I mean, there's probably like restrictions on what you can and can't return.
Not with Nike.
What?
Did you know Nike has a forever return policy?
No.
Yeah. I'll find it. It's a whole thing.
Shit.
If you rip your Nikes, they have a forever
Ever. Like I could have them for 5 years.
Yeah. If they yeah.
Huh.
I think it's forever.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, but
It doesn't.
there's some type of clause that Nike
Okay.
has.
Cool. Hell yeah. I got some shoes I need to return then.
So I'll find it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can return it.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, listen, if it's a big date, right? You're like, oh, I'm really into this person. I don't have anything. Maybe you work with this person, and it's the first date, you know, first get together outside of work. You're like, damn, I don't have a ton of money. The money's gonna go towards the date, maybe the dinner, whatever you're doing. Put those bad boys on a credit card. Next day, be like, hey, yeah, these didn't fit. I need to return them. Oh, well, do you want an exchange? No, not really. You know, because there's a lot of kids that work at these places are like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so that's fine. Yeah, just pee.
I always wanted to work at Foot Locker. As a
I
kid, I did.
don't know. Like, you had to wear the jerseys, and I hated those.
I thought it was
stripes.
fly.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was fly.
If they would have let me wear just a different shirt, I probably would have. But I couldn't do the zebra stripe.
Nah.
Referee. No.
We used to always hang out in front. I don't know why, but we used to. It was at Mall 205 in Portland, Oregon. We used to hang out in front of the Foot Locker. There was not Jan Sports, Journeys, and like Zoomies was on the other side, and then like the food court was right there. But we always hung out in the little loungers and the little park benches right in front of the damn Foot Locker, just because that's where everybody that was cool was going to Foot Locker to get the new sneakers or whatever.
Bro, Foot Locker's, and I'm sorry if any future sponsors I mess this up. Foot Locker's trash now, and I think it has a lot to do with the resell culture that we have. There's stores that resell that like bump that shit up, you know, $200-$300. But then you go to Foot Locker and you're like, what is this? There's nothing here. Or I'm getting old and I just hate new style. That's a solid possibility.
Hov's like, nah, but this isn't style.
This isn't style. I'm like, clogs?
All right, scamming the scammer.
Oh, 1,000%. If they're taking money from other people, yeah. It's like Robin Hood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get their asses.
Or if they're calling you, just fuck with them.
Oh,
yeah,
bro,
I love it. If I got time, I'm on the phone with you and I'm having fun.
I don't really do that anymore. Like now I just don't answer. But back in the day, like when I was living in that home with Chacon, if I got a call, you know, and they'd be like, oh, you need to, there was an issue with this card. We need to update your card information. And I'm like, oh yeah, hold on. You know, and just, if I had time, don't call me.
My favorite is your America First credit union account. I'm like, dog, I haven't had America First in forever.
Yeah, I love those. But now they're getting really good with shit, bro. Like texts will come through, and it's like they'll even say what bank you go to. It's getting tough out here, and I know I'm getting older too. But like, 'cause I used to like tell my mom, "Don't click on anything," and I still don't. But I'm like, this could potentially get somebody.
Yeah,
they're getting really good at it. Those scammers, scam the shit out of them.
All right, just a couple more. Having a bobblehead in your car. Remember when the bobbleheads and the hula hoop dancers were big?
I would say if you're over 18, it's not pee. That's just. You don't have one, do you?
No.
Okay,
no,
you're looking at me like
I don't really keep anything in my car. Like I'll keep like, of course, like some tissue, hand sanitizer,
some
gum.
Yeah.
Of course, the Quick Quack Dash wipes, which I just found out you can use on your face.
I'm good.
That says it. Yeah.
Why?
You know, maybe you get lunch or something, right? You going through, you know what I mean?
Little dab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe your kid, right? They had a spill or something. You know?
That's true. Okay.
All right. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you later. I'm gonna say Quick Quack. There's a secret hack to Quick Quack.
Oh.
All right. Switching your favorite team just because they lose a lot.
No, hell no. Hell no. Fuck you. No. I hate people. Okay. I don't hate people. I dislike people that do this. I have been a fan of teams that have been awful for a very long time, and I have not switched up. There's a thing called loyalty. Now, like younger kids and even like some of my friends, they follow players, which is cool. Like my favorite player was Kevin Garnett. He never played for the Orlando Magic. My team's the Orlando Magic. He's my favorite player. That's fine.
Yeah.
But God damn it, don't be out here being like, oh yeah, so and so, you know, won the title. Yeah, and it's like you're not a fan of that team. You like whomever.
Yep.
I hate that. Not P. 0 P in that. Stay loyal to whatever soil you rep. Okay.
I'm thinking about the Cubs fans that it was like 106 years or something, like a wild time. But like, what if you like wait until like 105 and
then you're like, nah, I can't do this anymore.
Let's go to Yankees. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And then they win.
Yeah. I mean, my Orlando Magic have been good and then awful, mediocre, good, awful. The only team I have that's really like won championships is the St. Louis Cardinals. And they're awful this year. My Washington, whatever the fuck you want to call them now, because they're going to get a new name because they have
Magic
a new
Johnson,
owner.
right?
He's a part of the ownership group, which I'm excited. We had to get Dan Snyder out of there. Okay, there's a bad juju with that guy. Get him out, and I feel good about where the team is going. But they've never won anything since I've been a fan. I didn't watch football until I got out of high school, so. I played Madden all the time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you guys had Portis. He was nice.
That's when I became a fan. Portis, Cooley, Sean Taylor. I loved Sean Taylor. He was just a monster, you know, London Fletcher, guys like that. But
more NFL talk on the Will Wonder podcast.
Exactly.
Make sure you go subscribe. All right.
We're doing a whole 7-part series on the Washington football organization.
Are you really?
No.
I was about to say.
like I'm definitely, no one's listening to that.
I wonder if Rosenberg is a fan.
He is.
Oh, is he?
He's a Washington Commanders is what they're called now.
Isn't that called Eskimo Brothers? Like when you guys are like doppelganger, like the same type of person?
I don't think that's what you call
No?
No.
What's an Eskimo brother?
I don't want to get into that. It's disgusting.
All right. We'll leave that there.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Don't Google that either if you don't know what it is.
Breaking up a bum fight.
You know. Okay.
You're walking down the street.
I have no business in that. Okay, that's none
Stay
of
away
my
from it.
business.
Okay.
Yeah, not
Because it happens, especially if you're at Gateway. You know, you're gonna see a bum fight.
I mean, I'm not sharing my story. I've had some run-ins, and I'm definitely not breaking anything up. I mean, I wouldn't, unless there was somebody that I really cared for that was in a fight and it looked bleak for them.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking any fights up. Like, that's none of my business. Last thing I need is to try to break some fight up and just get stabbed out of nowhere.
It can happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, do you... So, here's the thing, is that if my wife if she gets mugged or something, I would hope somebody stops and helps them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that's different. Like a fight, there's different, I guess, again, situational. There's different levels to fights. If it's just two dudes fighting the fight because they got into it at a club or a bar or cut someone off.
Yeah.
None of my business. If it's like someone getting mugged, that's something else. I'll try to help, right? Two transients fighting, none of my business.
Like you said, transients.
Yeah, two people I don't know, none of my business. Now, if it's like something bad happening, yeah, I will try to do something. But if it's just two people fighting because they're fighting, nope, do you. I don't want to catch a straight punch or a knife or, God forbid, get shot.
Awful.
None of my business.
All right, last one. I literally put this out here. Mitch McConnell freezing up.
We've already went through that. Yeah.
Is it pee?
No. I mean, we're talking about it, but yeah, there's a lot of not pee on this go around of this segment. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I am one that believes that there should be term limits on certain people in office. And of course, Mitch is out there.
He meets the threshold.
Yeah, and maybe not even so. Term limits, yes. Where if they've been in office, they've had that same seat, like with the judges, all of that. I don't think they should just be forever, right? Now, age is one thing to where I think if they can do the job and there isn't like issues with them functionally, being able to talk or doing, not even necessarily being able to talk, being able to do the job, that's fine. You know what I mean? You'd be 85, cool. You do the job, I don't care. But it's like when they start to like veer off and have issues and, you know what I mean? But term limits should be a thing. I'm putting that on the ballot when I run for president in 2040 something.
Oh, no, please don't.
Yeah, I'm going to be Dwayne's running mate when he runs. Yeah, I texted him about it. He didn't text back, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for those who don't know who I'm talking about.
I love it. That's my hero.
Same.
All right, Wonder. Podcast is back this Tuesday.
August 7th, Monday.
Oh, no, that's a Monday.
Monday, the YouTube video, the first YouTube video will come out. And I've already said this before, so it's not like giving anything away. I won't necessarily say who's on it, but celebrating hip-hop's 50th birthday. On that video, we break down a number of things, talk about hip-hop history, and then the audio portion will come out on Wednesday with a little bit extra for you because there's some stuff you just can't put on YouTube. And that's fine. And by some stuff, I mean music.
I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, any copywritten music. So, the audio portion will be a little bit different than what you see on YouTube on the 7th. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I have a couple of interviews that I've already done, just editing those up. So those will come out on Mondays through August. Then you will have the audio versions on Wednesdays. And then that will lead us pretty much into football season to where my guys Hoop and Chacon will come back. And then from there, I think it's going to be an every other week for interviews. There's going to be 1 week will be a heavy episode of football, talking about the NFL. Then the next week will be much smaller NFL talk, longer interview. And then that'll get us through September, October, 31 days, baby. Let's go.
31 days, then basketball comes back.
Yes. That's
man.
a lot.
And then sports is back, man.
Yeah.
And then we got Rumble. That's going to be
Rumble
coming
in
up.
January. Yep. We got Survivor Series in November. It's just, there's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. What's the ats?
Yep. At the Will Wonder Pod on Instagram, at the Will Wonder Pod on Threads. Get on Threads. I love it. There's a little bit of work that needs to be done on Threads, but I'm enjoying that community. It's very positive.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm not seeing everything, though.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's some stuff those engineers need to work on. And then also, I'll dip back into Twitter. On Twitter, I'm at DJ Will Wonder. Twitter is just so toxic. I got on Twitter for like 20 minutes. Got into an argument about basketball with some guy who thought he was just like, he had like, and I'm over here arguing with the guy. Doesn't matter how many followers you have, right? I don't care. I don't have a ton of followers. This guy's got like 4. He has a cartoon as his picture. I'm like, why am I talking to this person?
It's probably Daniel trying to mess with you.
But anyways, DJ Will Wonder on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. I don't know how much longer I'll be doing that. If Threads can really take over. Instagram at the Will Wonder Pod. YouTube, the Will Wonder Pod YouTube, and I think that's everywhere.
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully TikTok soon.
Yeah. Maybe I'll save that for my son, like we were talking about. Yeah.
Awesome. Go follow him. Go check his podcast out. Allrock.com. If you want to look at, if you have a hard time finding him, he's on my website. New merch, Chili Palmer. I dropped a new design out. So the whole thing with Chili Palmer is it was inspired by the character.
Yeah.
From Get Shorty.
Get Shorty, be cool.
Be cool. And with Chili Palmer, he was always cool under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what we need to be. When there's pressure, we feel pressure in our life. Be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool. It's going to be all right.
Cool, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Be cool, baby. All right. Allrock.com. Follow me on Instagram at DreRawka, DreRawka. And y'all have a great day. Have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We out. Peace.